Excellency. Project.
Morning. We understand use of international media. Make yourselves as comfortable as you can.
Yes.
see Deutsche Welle. Deutsch, okay. Because we are holding reads, can we go the following? I think we can all start. But before we start, we can all, I think we are witnesses to the fact that this is a most successful public holiday because of the police barricading, so people could not come to places of work. And so on our part, we commit that when we take over next year, God willing, we shall formalize this day to be a proper public holiday, complete with the points that the Gen Zs have actually highlighted in the 6-point agenda. So our only objective today is to go and lay the wreath in the company of the victims, the relatives of victims, and we hope that it will go on as peacefully as it looks.
Yeah, but we need to add
Now,
that everybody needs to know those malicious people who may have arranged for goons to be in the CBD. We are not in the CBD. Any goon in the CBD belongs to the authorities, not to us. As I came from home, they've barricaded everywhere. I had to open my window at the Aga Khan to tell the police I need them to remove the stones for me to pass. I'm coming to Serena. I was not hiding. Again, they removed the stones at another barrier near the museum. And I told them we are peaceful. I'm coming to Serena. So there are such barriers. There is so much police presence. It is inconceivable that there can be any looting or any damage to property,
yes, or
any attack when there is so much police presence. So we are telling you, IG and your entire police force, we expect total cover and security as we go to lay the wreaths. We are Kenyans, we are taxpayers. We are not doing anything wrong. We expect this to be peaceful. And we assert our right to do those things because it's written in the Constitution. No. May I thank police for making the day so successful. When you barricade roads, you are enforcing the public holiday. So heko kwenu, lakini pia muweke usalama.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a day when we come out to remember the lives of the young people who were taken. Ask yourselves what crime those young people committed. Just to say that life had become impossible for Kenyans, and because they talked with the government refused to listen, and instead of listening, they tear-gassed, they killed, and they maimed. If we were to stay behind and leave the victims to also stay in their homes, it would be a betrayal of the spirit of the young people. Mm-hmm. We are just coming out in solidarity. We are peaceful. We are not armed. Anybody with arms are not us or the families who are coming. Anybody armed, let the nation know and the whole world know. If there are any armed groups, those are not the victims' people. Those are not the leaders' people. Those are the agencies, the government agencies. The government has been talking about knowing of goons being mobilized. I suppose that they know if that was true, they should have taken action to make sure that those goons don't gain access even to the CBD. So we're just coming in solidarity with the families and to tell this government that you cannot avoid accountability. All these barricades are meant to make sure that nobody comes here, nobody comes to the media, so that the government can hide behind the compensation they have given. Compensation is fine, but no money can buy any life.
Thank you.
We must press for justice for those who were killed. The police officers and anybody who was involved must be taken and prosecuted. Thank you.
wenzangu wameongea Kiingereza sana, nitaomba niongee kwa lugha ya taifa. Na niseme asante sana kwa viongozi wenzangu ambao siku ya leo kama viongozi wa upinzani wa Jamhuri ya Kenya tumejitokeza tusimame bega kwa bega na familia za wale waliathirika katika maandamano ya tarehe 25 mwezi Juni mwaka wa 2024, wakipinga ushuru, wakipinga ufisadi, wakisema wanataka serikali inayoajibika na demokrasia yao. Tuwashukuru wale wote kwa heshima ya wazalendo walioaga siku hii ambao mumekaa nyumbani. Hiyo pia ni njia moja ya kutoa heshima kwa hawa wazalendo wenzetu walioaga. So staying at home is also one way of protesting. Yes. And we thank all those Kenyans who are at home today, who are peacefully and with their families remembering and honoring their heroes. That too is a very special way of honoring. In fact, you have made this day a public holiday against the wishes of this very government that killed your children. Okay. We thank also the officers who have barricaded this city. The city of Nairobi is completely barricaded. It shows a paranoid government that's afraid of its own people, afraid of its own children. But we are here also to say the constitutional right for people to protest is not dependent on the generosity of the state. And that is why we march today with the families who have come out. Amongst the families, we have the mother of Kennedy Onyango. This was the youngest victim of them all. He was only 12 years. He had almost 10 bullets in his body. The mother is here today. We are also with the mother of Rex Masai and all the other families that we march with today. So we say thank you for coming out to stand in solidarity with the families and to march with the families. We are marching to Parliament to lay these wreaths in honor of the departed heroes. And we expect security and peaceful demonstrations today. Anything happening otherwise is state-sponsored goonism, and we are telling the IG of police, we shall hold you and the officers responsible. Thank you and God bless Kenya.
Just add one thing. Waziri Musika mwenyewe alisema walipatiwa notisi kikamilifu. Na pia kwa hafla hii tunaandamana pia na waathirika na vile familia zao na wenzetu wengine ambao wako hapa. Tuko pamoja as kama United Alternative Government. Our brother Rigiji is out there in Amonyoro, is with us. Our brother Fred Matiangi is with us. Our brother JB Muturi is also with us. In fact, for JB Muturi is watching closely because he is the chair of the Restorative Justice Commission, which is what we as United People's Government put in place. Mama Kennedy is here. Sijui kama angesema tu kitu kidogo kwa niaba ya waathirika.
Okay. Kwa majina naitwa Jacinta Nyango. Mimi ni Mama Kennedy Onyango. Kennedy Onyango alikuwa na miaka 12. Mimi ama sisi tunataka justice, tafadhali Mr. President. Tunataka justice. Nataka kuona serikali aliyeua mtoto wangu. Yeah. Angalau nitamsamehe. Naomba serikali uko na mkono. Ingekuwa ni mtoto wangu ameandika kitu mbaya kukuhusu, ungesaa mchukua na angesaa tia sheria. Lakini ni yale wawa na mimi ni mtu wa chini na sina cha kufanya. Niko tu na siku ya kumkumbuka kama leo. Tafadhali leo tuache na amani, tukumbuke watoto wetu. Lakini ndiye nataka justice. Nataka kuona huyo mtu. Hata sitasema afungwe afanywe nini, lakini nataka kumuona. Tafadhali.
Thank you.
Leo tafadhali usitupee tia gas ile tulikula last year. Tafadhali. Hii age yetu sio ya kukimbia na kurukaruka kwa barabara. Hapa sijakuja kuruka na sijakuja, niko na uchungu. Tafadhali. Hiyo ndio ombi langu.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Erickson's mother, her son was killed outside Parliament.
2024. Huyu ni ile
Mama Erickson.
Mama Erickson.
Kwa majina naitwa Caroline Mutisia, Mama Erickson, kijana mwenye aliuliwa nje ya parliament. Kwa leo hii mimi nilikuwa nataka kuambia government, we just want justice from the government, above all accountability. Yes. So my son was killed today outside parliament. I came to honor my son. So nataka kuambia government, leo last time walitukataza, leo nataka tuende tuweke maua pamoja na viongozi wetu wa hii nini. Asanteni.
Mama Ibrahim, mtoto wake pia aliuliwa nje ya parliament 2024.
Kwa majina naitwa Edith Wanjiko Kamau, mtoto wangu anaitwa Ibrahim Kamau Wanjiko, 19 years old, aliuliwa hapo nje ya parliament. Kitu mimi ningeomba tu serikali, polisi wote wenye waliua watoto, polisi wa uaji, mimi ningeomba wachukuliwe hatua. Ndio next time wasiendelee kuua, sababu since 2024 mpaka leo tuko 2026 kila maandamano wanaua. Sisi tunaomba tu justice, justice, justice. Hiyo tu.
Mama Kelvin, mtoto wake pia alipigwa na polisi akauawa.
Mimi ni Mama Kevin Odhiambo, jina yangu naitwa Phoebe Akumu. Mimi naomba tu serikali awache tu leo tuende tuweke mfulawa na msumaa pale mtoto wangu aliuliwa. Mtoto wangu alikuwa bado anasoma, alikuwa na 16 years. Lakini sasa hii ako na 18. Sasa naomba tu serikali awache niende nisimame hapo nimweke kitu hata pale amelala atakumbuka. Hiyo tu ndio naomba.
Mama Njeru. Mama Njeru, tutamaliza na Mama Rex. Mama Njeru, mtoto wake pia aliuliwa.
Mimi naitwa Mama Njeru. Mtoto wangu aliuliwa parliament. Huyo mtoto wangu alikuwa first born wangu. Sikuwa na tegemeo lingine yote. Alikuwa kazi mahali, alikuwa nisaidia. Tunaomba serikali justice wafanye kazi yake. Juu sasa sisi hatuna kitu tunaweza tegemea kwa dunia, tunategemea mtu mtoto. Hata tupaguze machozi hata tufanye nini? Tunataka justice kwa serikali. Asante.
Mama Chege, mtoto wake alipotea 25th June 2024 na paka leo forcefully disappeared na bado hajui mtoto wake yuko wapi.
Kwa majina naitwa Mary Getitia, mamake Dennis Chege. Since 2024 June, mtoto wangu sijawahi mpata mpaka wa leo. Nauliza hao wenye watoto wao wako missing wako wapi? Sababu sijamuona since from hiyo wakati mpaka now it's 2 years down the line. Nani anaweza vaa hiyo kiatu yenye ndani yangu? Mwenye amevaa hiyo kiatu ndiye anajua ile uchungu yenye anapitia since 2024 up to now.
Pole, na tutamalizia na Mama Rex. As you know, Rex has taken the face of this movement. Na huyu ndio Mama Rex, so we'll also hear from her, alafu tuanze.
Kwa majina naitwa Julian Munyao, mamake Rex Kajike Masai. Yangu ni kusema the killer cops, kama message yangu venye nasema, compensation cannot replace accountability. Arrest the killer cops. That's the message to the government.
Allow me to move it. Okay.
Good morning, men. It's a great pleasure for me to be here just a day before Father's Day, so that then we can have a discussion about us. Those preliminary comments by some of you were very reflective of our situation today as men, where the world has changed dramatically and we must change also. We had assumed that nothing will affect us, but you can be sure the world is moving fast and we have to change equally. So let me begin by asking a few questions, just as a curtain raiser. How long has the universe been in existence? A very basic question. How long? That is the earth, the universe. 14 billion, correct. The Big Bang that blew whatever it was, and you can imagine the amount of energy that was used to blow it up. 14 billion years, okay? The earth itself has been in existence for 4.5, so it means we broke off from another crust. And then, if you bring it now closer, some event happened 65 million years ago. Some rocks collided with our planet, and some species ceased to exist. They were called dinosaurs. Okay? There was no sunlight for close to 2 years, and they disappeared. And the smaller animals came out and survived, and we are the descendants of those smaller animals. Okay? Now, the current species of human beings, the Homo sapiens, have been in existence on this planet for how many years? So we have come from 14 billion. Let's now come to our species. Our species have been in existence for us, the Homo sapiens. You know, prior to that, we were Homo erectus. It is 200,000 years. So the human race, as we know them today, have just been on this universe, specifically this planet, for the last 200 years. So we are not very old compared to, and in that 200 years, a lot of developments have happened. And in each generation, things happen faster than the previous one. Today, we are in a world of internet, social media, information overload, that the Homo sapiens think there's too much pressure on us. But remember, every generation for the last 200,000 years has always faced pressure. It's just that it is of a different kind. If you read research about pressure, a psychologist will tell you that the human race unlearns the past between 5 to 7 years. 5 to 7 years. You unlearn the past. Now, in today's world of the internet and information overload, you are required to unlearn within 6 months, others even 3 months. So that's where the pressure comes. Now, also, the world is moving faster by saying we want to unlock one engine that has been suppressed over time. And that engine is the woman. So, in the last 50 or so years, there's been a lot of empowerment of women. They go to school, they are invited in workplaces. In countries even like the US, women never voted until 1964. So there's a lot of unlocking of the other engine in the planet which has been suppressed for a very long time. The end result is we are in a world where we have educated women. First time in those 200,000 years that women are on the same level with men. And then most of you then never adjusted your minds to this new reality. And that is where the pressure comes. So we are here today to discuss about some of the things that we need to do to make that adjustment. Remember, biologically, it is 5 to 7 years, but now, for some of you, the adjustment has to occur today. Lazima mbadilike leo. Instant. Because, like the gentleman who was saying he was sponsored by his wife, by tomorrow the wife expects a change. And I'm here today to propose some of those changes. By tomorrow, utafika nyumbani, unasema, nimekubali, and I'm now a new man. You remember those who, I'm sure some of you are saved, and those who are saved, they give a testimony overnight and say, I have changed overnight. So some of you will reach home tomorrow, or even this evening, and utakuwa umeokoka. So therefore, the pressure is there, that's okay, and there's nothing wrong. Every generation faces pressure of some sort. It is how you build in coping mechanisms and move forward, rather than giving up. So, in the last 200,000 years, the Homo sapiens are growing. And if you ask archaeologists will say, there's a new species coming, okay? It means then ours has to go extinct. So if you are not careful as a man, we could go extinct. So we must make sure that we survive and we evolve to the next species. Nobody knows what name we'll give it, okay? But it could occur in the next 10,000 years. So our effort, guys, is we must survive for the next 10,000 years, at least cross over to the next species. So, therefore, my message today is the men must man up. The fact that the women have gone to school and the fact that they're earning income, for some of you, your wives earn more than you and are more educated. Now, when faced with that challenge, many men, instead of manning up, they shrink. You shrink, why? It's because for the first time, your manhood has been challenged in your own household by a woman you brought voluntarily to your house. Nobody forced you. Your parents never forced you. You said you are in love, and you bring her to your house. So, there are three things, therefore, I would like us to address squarely today. Three things that we must address squarely. The first one is career and education. This is where challenge number one at the household begins. Most likely, you met your wife in college or university or even in high school, okay? The girl child of today is under immense pressure to succeed. So what do? They come, they work hard. Sometimes they beat you in class if you are in the same class. Or they get a first-class degree and you get a lower second. That's where trouble begins. So therefore, the man of today has to make sure ameweka bidii in their career and education, both formal. It has to be both formal and informal education. So the career man today is, if you finish university 5 years ago or 10 years ago, most of you, if you have not advanced your career and education, you are now what is classified as being functionally illiterate. You see where trouble begins? Over time, because you are not improving yourself, you're going for Man U and Arsenal pitches, Ujasoma. The woman of today goes to evening classes. If you look at all our universities, the evening classes, there are more women than men. So they are upping the game, and we, the men, are assuming ile masomo tulipata zamani imetosha. The answer is no. You must up your game permanently. If your wife has a first degree, who want you, you must get the second one immediately. Akifika the second one, sukuma to the next one. And if you are at par, then now you can say, okay, fine, we are at par now. How do I improve my game informally? The challenge with many men is even reading a book. Imekuwa shida. Okay? My recommendation is you are supposed to read at least one quality book per week. So therefore, in a year, you are supposed to read 52 books. So let me ask, how many of you have read 52 books? We are now halfway, so you should have done 25. 25? So you see now, utashikwa na kina mama. So being ambitious career-wise is one way of asserting your power in the household. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is what you engage in as a family member, conversations with your child, your son, your daughter, even your relatives. If you are somebody with less knowledge, then you are at risk of being ignored in the same household. So knowledge becomes a critical thing. Please advance your knowledge, advance your career, and keep pushing, because the women are breathing on your neck. So therefore, it's very important for you to increase knowledge. Me personally, I read 4 books simultaneously. And I advance. I page here today, 3 pages there, a chapter there. Ninasonga mbele. Because they are coming behind me. Especially for me, I am an only son and I have only daughters. So the pressure on me, you thought pressure iko kwako, look at mine, pressure iko. So it's important for you to advance your career, your knowledge. And that is your defense if you want to have authority at home. Number 2 is personal finance. Money is an important thing in a family. It is what drives the family. It is what pays the rent. It is what pays the food. It is what pays school fees. It is everything. If you want to buy a car, pesa lazima iko. Now, the man of today is challenged to man up in income. So, it begins with a savings rate. Now, the highest savers in the world are the Chinese. They save on average 55% of their income. If you look at the Chinese in Kenya, they have made trillions, especially in the construction industry. Trillions. For the last 20 years that they have been here significantly, the Chinese have never seen one drive a Range Rover. Not one. Lakini wewe Mkenya, ukipata shilingi kidogo tu, the town will know that uko na pesa. So guys, our first challenge in personal finance is to save. The ideal, if you look at Vision 2030, the ideal was 30%. That was what is in Vision 2030. But the reality in Kenya today is Kenyans are the lowest savers in East Africa. We are the lowest savers. Uganda is at 23% of GDP. Tanzania at 21%. Kenya is at 12%. There was even a time we had gone to 7%. We are not saving. Where does our money go? Okay, tax, of course. But the key thing is we must save. The second part is we must generate more income. We must generate more income. Now, every man today is challenged to have more than one income source. So if you have one, you are at risk. Your power will be eroded in the household because mama atasema, sasa wewe, if I am earning more than you, why are you here? Wewe ni mwanaume aina gani? So therefore, we must have passive income. Now, you might say, when do I have the time? Every human being in this planet has 24 hours. Nobody is given more. But how come we have an Elon Musk who is a trillionaire and we have you who is not even a millionaire? Sasa wewe ni mwanamume aina gani? So part of the conversation today is how do you free some of the things you do so that you have more time to earn more income. Now, some of you are doing things which don't make business sense. Okay? Especially those people from where I come from, Eldoret. Mnapanda mahindi and you call yourself a farmer. How can you be a farmer when you're in Nairobi? Or you plant maize, which is a loss-making thing. And then, even when you save, the way you deploy your savings has a lot to be decided. Now, let's begin with some of the investments you guys make. Let's look at rental yields. What's the rental yield in Nairobi? And some of you have rental. What's the rental yield? 3-4% net. If you are lucky. Now, if you put it in a money market fund, money market, 11-12%. So those of you who are having rentals, a yield of 3%, and there's a money market giving 11%, see, your wife is looking at you as like, sasa wewe, mjinga aina gani? If you look at bonds, a bond is government, your own government, which you pay tax to, is borrowing from you. In 2024, infrastructure bonds reach a yield of 18%. So put up your hand if you bought that infrastructure bond. 1, 2, so probably around 10%. The other 90%, mlikuwa mnaona wapi? %18 is excellent. And remember, that 18% is risk-free. An infrastructure bond is risk-free, tax-free. Remember, your wife in the house is looking at you. They know these things, they discuss. Okay? They discuss in their chamas and they say, you know, my husband is planting maize and there's an infrastructure bond here. You see how our authority is undermined at home? Because you are making an irrational decision. So they start doubting whether ulienda university or ulipiga kona. Guys, we must sort out this personal finance thing. Save first. So that means consumption is reduced. Because what's saving? A saving is postponed consumption. And then invest wisely. Okay? Invest. So part of the conversation today I want to table is when you reach home, can you draw your balance sheet? All the assets that you have and the yields that give you. And then you compare with the market yields for comparable assets. Then you begin now rationalizing the assets at home, and you nakaa na mama na watoto, and then you say, guys, we must reorganize our assets to unlock their potential so that our income goes up. If you do that, power at home increases. Because the family sees you as taking care of their interests. The other thing that you have to then also address is the issue of black tax. Black tax. That is your own income that you then have to support relatives. There is nothing wrong with supporting your relatives, but iko na limit yake. You must also allow them to stand on their own feet. So you enable them rather than they become parasites. Very important that we must reorganize income and enable our relatives to stand on their own feet. So therefore, personal finance is a big topic at the household level. And you must then increase your income. And I would like to say you must then push for passive income. And examples I've given you are you do a business, trading, okay? You can buy shares, okay? Or you can even go to a bank for wealth management tips. So there are so many opportunities to increase income. So the man of today, the pressure you are having is how do I increase my income within the 24 hours everybody has? Because nobody has more. So income is a big topic, and I would like us to make a resolution as men here that we are going to work very hard and ensure that from your formal salary, you should be making 3 times. So how many are doing 3 times now? Your formal income. You have a formal income, but your passive income is 3 times. If you do that, guys, utapendwa. Why? You can afford to take your wife for dinner in a fine restaurant. She'll be telling her friends, you took her to Mandari in Serena. When was the last time you gave her a date in Serena? Mandari restaurant, or Kempinski, or Norfolk. Now, the minute you start taking her to Java, guys, Mambo iko hatari. So, income, you might want to, I know some of you are asking, now where did they see these things? You have to know the impact of media. Before social media, there were soaps, American soaps, Mexican soaps. You guys never watched, so you don't know. Women watch them religiously. So therefore, a lot of the new habits they have they are picked from media. So they see in a soap a date, and they start imagining in their minds, why is my husband not taking me for a date? So don't underestimate how far they have come. And they are very sophisticated. And you have been watching football, kumbe at home, wanairefuka. It's very important that we must organize our personal finance, and women get very proud of a man who can stand on his own financial feet. So today, roll your sleeves, and on Monday, I would like to see ideas. Call me, and then I'll advise you what are the areas that you can increase your income. And when you increase your income, respect inaenda juu. I guarantee you. The third one is family and health. I put them together because they go together. Family. Now, at the household level, you are the leader of the house. I'm classified by women on boards as the ambassadors. So I talk to women a lot. And I ask them these questions of this balance of power at the household level. Do you guys want to topple? And you know what the answer is? The answer is always no. They don't want to topple the man, but they expect the man not to leave a vacuum. The challenge with you guys is you leave a vacuum at home. So, as they say, nature, a boss, a vacuum. So if, for example, at the household level, you are not leading, you are not becoming the man, the woman says, so what do we do? School fees, ya watoto lazima ilipwe. Rent, lazima ilipwe. Chakula. Now, if you are not playing that role with your if you are not increasing your income as the man of the home, so what do you expect the woman to do? She fills the vacuum, and over time, you are toppled. And when they topple you, you start complaining, or you commit suicide. Sasa. So at the household level, the women know, and they are being taught in church. Proverbs 31. Every woman you talk to, she wants to be a Proverbs 31 woman. You all know what Proverbs 31 woman is? You know? Okay. Those of you who don't know, go and read it. That is the way they look at you. But don't leave a vacuum. So, you must be the leader. And the first 2 points give you pole position. Career, ambitious man, okay? And if you are ambitious, of course, income comes with it. So, there was somebody who said from Umoja to Runda and the dichotomy of that. It is important for you to say, one, I am the leader. One, God gave you that right as the leader of the household. It's a God given. So don't even undermine God by leaving a vacuum. The man is the leader of the family. But leadership comes with responsibility. You must be a responsible man. Okay? Number 2 is you have to be a present father, a present husband, a present dad. Ask yourself today, how many hours do you spend at home with the family? And remember, it's not about quantity, it's about the quality of that time. Quality. The man of today is not giving the family quality time. And in some cases, even the quantity. If you are that man that arrives at home at 3 a.m. na umelewa, serikali yako itapendelewa. At you go and tell a woman at 3 a.m. at you want for me food. That's loss of respect, Apple, straight. Because she asked herself, at 6 a.m., I have to cook for the children to go to school, and I have also to be at work. Na wewe unakuja at 3 a.m., unapiga kifua. Respect just dropped. Boop. So therefore, in the same way that you are very careful in the office, be also careful at home. The same discipline, the same nidhamu is at the office, you must apply it at home. You must gain that respect as the leader of the household. You must gain it. So therefore, family becomes critical. You must be a present father. For me, on average, myself, on average, I'm in my house by 8 every day, irrespective of what happens. And if I am not able to be by 8, my children start asking, Dad, where are you? They are so used to it. Now, if a CEO like me who has been a CEO for so long can be at home by 8, Sasa, where? Being present, sindio? Then the third aspect is there is income in the family. Where do you invest in? Okay? Where do you invest in? The first and most important investment, and I will talk about today, is education. If there is anything women love, is that the father of the house, the leader of the house, puts the children first. So therefore, you must invest in your children. Give them the best education and buy. The best education money can buy. Don't compromise on that. So please, as you think about today, I want you to begin rationalizing your assets, unlocking more income, and the first deployment of that income is education of your children. That is when you will receive incredible loyalty from your wife. Watoto. Okay? Me, I learned it over time. I have 2 girls. We invested very well in them. And the first one went to Yale. And she went. And now she's doing a second master's in Oxford. And because we then organize our assets, I am the jogo of my house. And, Sidio. So, please, if you want your wife to be happy, educate those children. Don't compromise. Okay? The fourth aspect of family is etiquette. I'll say this with a straight face. Most of you, the men, mumejiachilia. And let's be frank, mumejiachilia. Where the man of the house no longer performs, women generally take issues of cleanliness, etiquette much higher than men. That's why they put lipstick and we don't. Okay? However, the man, as they get older, wanaregeza kamba. So, you find your hair, you still have it. It looks like a forest, kama ile ya Meru. You see, guys, you're supposed to be courting your wife forever. And she has to admire you forever. So, groom yourself well. When was the last time you went to the barber, you shave well, okay, nywele nzuri, yeah? You wash your socks. Uh-huh. What else? Everything about you must be well groomed. Why? Your wife looks upon you as the leader, and the leader must be presentable to the public. Remember, she's introducing you to her friends. If you go for a cocktail, if you go for dinner, fine dining. Now, some of you might say, oh, hiyo ni kizungu mingi. Etiquette is now universal. There is no, you can't say ati, oh, because ati hiyo ni kizungu mingi. How are you dressed? You are dressed like a mzungu now. If you want to dress like the way our people used to dress 100 years ago, you should have come here in skins. Etiquette is universal. And you must groom yourself as the man of the house. Part of strengthening. If you want respect, command respect of your children, then you must groom yourself. And we must teach our boys. Because my daughter who is in Oxford, who will marry her? Because in Oxford, you go to the dining hall in tuxedo. Every day, they go to the dining hall. It's in a tuxedo. Sasa, a girl who has gone to that level of etiquette and then meets a guy from Inorero University. So guys, there's a lot of things to be done at family level, fixing, studio. Then, the last part of family is women admire a man who is good in DIY. DIY. DIY is do it yourself. There are so many things at the household level to be fixed. A bulb is not working, curtains are falling, a tile is peeling off. Women admire a man who is, anachunga boma vizuri. A fence is falling apart. You are able to see that. Those are sources of leadership and admiration. So if you look like you are careless, respect inaenda chini. So this household, I want you to pay a lot of attention. Show leadership at the household level and show that wewe ni mwanaume kamili kwa hiyo nyumba. So are we clear with those three things? Imeingia kabisa. So, and they are implementable chap chap. Okay? Tomorrow. So finally, I want you now to look at yourself, because you see, you can do those things for others, but there are some things you do for yourself, you know, so that then you grow. So I have 3 things that I want to leave you with as part of you, and then your personal growth, you go along. Because now you have to grow yourself, your soul must grow, so that then you assert leadership at home. So, my recommendation, and this is out of reflection over time, how you strengthen your resolve and leadership at home. So number 1 is you must participate in a sport that you are an expert in. I know some of you are experts in watching, but you have to be an expert in participating, action. So you can't say, oh, I love football. That's watching. What sport? You see, you must occupy yourself to do something that, you know, it's robust. So if it is golf, for example, okay, women admire a husband who goes to the golf course or plays tennis or swimming or football, something